Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth podcast, which is happening live right now. So, I'm going to introduce a person who's very, very talented and who is a life coach, a mindset coach. Is a three times TEDx speaker who is the best known as a chef who dropped his knife and picked up the mic, author of 9 books, a professional life coach, and a certified NLP practitioner. He has been associated with schools in different capacities. Over the last 12 years, his company has impacted more than 77,000 students regarding from different age groups, an educationalist by profession, a speaker by passion, a Joe Stock speaker, a avid reader, a changepreneur, and he is on a mission to impact 1 million lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome the one and only Kamalneet Singh, sir. Hello, sir. Hi, sir.
Hi, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, sir. Yeah. How are you, sir?
Very good. How are you? Good to see
I'm
you.
fine, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast, sir.
My pleasure. Equally my pleasure, Uday. Equally
Yes,
your
sir.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. And the first question is, sir, how was your life, sir, when you were young?
How was my life when I was young? And that's
Yeah,
an interesting one to answer. So early on, probably early years, it was okay. I would say that, given the fact that I wasn't somebody who was very, very, confident, somebody who would not really speak too much. So those years of my schooling, I believe they were okay. They nothing great. Uh, what wasn't really healthy was, the bullying part of it. I got bullied for, you know, getting stuck and not being able to speak pretty well and all of that. So that wasn't really great. But one period I think that would probably take the stress off was the physical education period. One could play and then feel relaxed.
right.
So that's how it was. My after school, like the after school time when I'm probably home, I would find solace in that time. So I enjoyed more than my school. I enjoyed my time spent at home.
Okay. Yeah. So that's great, sir. So what made you to be what you are now, sir?
Uh, okay. So are you referring to my profession? Are you referring to the
Yeah,
work that we do?
yeah,
Right. So, Hruday, primarily the experiences that I had as a child in the school, I felt that we were not really being trained to deal with the daily life challenges. We were being trained for subjects, English,
yes,
Hindi, math, science, and which we had fantastic teachers to deliver those subjects. But beyond the subjects, there was a parallel life that we all deal with. We used to deal with back then, and we will continue to deal with. So I see life also as a subject. So how do you really deal with life was something that wasn't really taught.
right.
And I felt that my career choices. So I made a. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I mentioned this now. I started my career after school. I pursued hotel management before getting into training, coaching, psychology, all of it. I i pursued hotel management, and I started my journey as a chef in a hotel. Now, the reason the reason I chose to take up kitchen was not because I really wanted to be a chef. It was primarily because lack of confidence, not being able to speak to people. I was guided that I should take up a back end job, and that's the reason I took up a back end job and pursued hotel management. So working in hotels, when I really started realizing that I'm hiding myself from the real world, and I'm only doing this work. See, kitchen is by the way, it's a clarification that kitchen and being a chef is a brilliant job if you
Yes.
enjoy it, if you really like it. But if your reasons are not right to become a chef, like me, I was just trying to hide in the background, and not really deal with people. If your reasons are not right, then any job can bother you. So I would feel that, why am I really running away from people? So during my kitchen years, while working in the kitchen in the hotel back then, I realized that I'm really running away from myself. I'm running away from dealing with my daily challenges. So that's when this realization happened that maybe I'm not alone. There are thousands of kids who deal with situations, and their voices, they do not come out. It's like they have a voice, but they are still voiceless because nobody is really dealing with those issues. So I realized that there has to be something wherein students should be guided about how to deal with life, how to deal with themselves, how to manage the daily situations. So that's when I decided to jump into this field. And God has been very, very kind. We are able to reach out to a lot of students across various schools, and we are able to give them guidance on subjects that I did not get.
Mm, great. Thank you for sharing that, sir. And when you told that we are taught to like read those subjects, by heart those subjects like maths, science,
Hmm.
those things, I wanted to ask you this question that how do you differentiate between academics and skills?
Okay, interesting. So now, Rude, what happens is that academics is a part of your life, and but academics is not your life. It's a part of your life, right?
Yes.
Now, what happens is, let's say if somebody is graduating, right? So they'll probably do their 12th and then they'll probably do their graduation, right? Or let's say somebody even goes for their post graduation, right? Once they're done with all of it, once they're done with the studies, you get into the real working world. Either your own business, either you're probably working as an employee in an organization, or you are self-employed, maybe, right? Now, your study, as in the academic study, ends there, right? And now, whatever you are doing is about your mindset. It is all about your skill set, right? So, for
Yes.
example, I've learned to write very well all these years. 21 years of my life, I learned how to write very well. But the moment I step into a job, and let's say if I have to draft content on a laptop, and I'm not good with typing. So the real skill which is demanded in my case, for example, if I have to really type well, I
Yes.
don't have the skill to type fast and accurately. What do I do with 21 years of writing?
Right. Yeah.
So academics as well as skills, these are different domains, but my understanding is this, that while you are learning academics, you should also develop skills. So for example, your ability to present. Now let's say if you are appearing for a job interview, it's a classical example
Yeah.
that you have scored very well, but now you're appearing for a job interview and they say that, okay, Uday, you have to give a presentation to a panel of people, and this is your topic. If you are not able to present well, you know presenting well is a skill, right? If you haven't learned that, uh, your degree might not help in that interview, because if you get rejected in the presentation round, you're not moving forward,
Yes.
right? So I'm not saying academics are
Yes.
not important. I'm saying that academics as well
It's part
as
of your life.
non-academics is very important. Let me give you an equation. I think we can have this equation. It's pretty simple. There are three sets that I believe that should be taken care of, especially by the youth. Uh, Number one is the mindset. A healthy mindset is very, very important, right? And you just can't download mindset. You have to work towards it. You might have to read books, you might have to speak to mentors. Somebody has to guide you about how do you really look at a challenging situation. For example, if somebody is bullying you, I got bullied. How do you deal with the bully is a mindset.
Yeah,
Do I go and attack the bully, or do I go and speak to the bully? Right? It's a mindset, right? So that's the first set. Second set is a skill set. It's extremely crucial that the youth learns skill sets at an early age, right? And the third is the book set. I call it the book set is what I'm referring to what you spoke about the academics. So if these sets are in place, mindset, skill set, and book set, I think life should be set. That's how I see this as.
great. Thank you so much, sir. It was so knowledgeable and yeah. So, what is your passion, sir? What was your passion?
What was my passion? Oh, that's an interesting one. What was my passion? So early on, I used to love playing football. So football was still a passion. Football is still a passion, and I think it's going to be a passion. So I now play with my son uh,
Great,
in the evening, and I still get to play football with my son in the evening. I'm very passionate about reading, right? So reading is just not a hobby for me. I'm passionate about reading. So every time I get a chance, I pick up the books and read. That's how it is for me. And I'm very passionate about making a difference to the youth of our country, especially the school students. So that's what I'm really passionate about.
great. Thank you. And in your surroundings, sir, when you were young, in your surroundings, people maybe asking you that what do you want to become when you become big? So,
Correct.
was
Correct.
that
Yeah.
in case they had asked you what do you want to become when you become big, right?
Correct.
The question that they were asking, the answer that you were giving, was that the same thing and you became a mindset coach?
No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the same at all. In fact, uh, honestly, I was clueless. I was lost about what do I really wish to do. I had no idea as to what do I really wish to do. But every time somebody would ask me that, what do you really want to become? So I would think about it, because I did not have an answer. And I think one profession that I would probably speak, and that was a borrowed idea. I think it was never my idea. I think I would say that I want to become a pilot. That's what I remember saying so. But as I grew up, I realized that Kamalneet never wanted to become a pilot. So probably Kamalneet borrowed someone's idea and would have said as a young boy that I want to become a pilot. You know,
And that is what happens for boys. All surrounding people ask, what do you want to become for boys? They
right,
say only pilot because the second podcast, what we did, sir also said, I wanted to become a pilot, right?
correct,
Even I
correct.
wanted to become a pilot, but yeah,
Yeah. So I think I have a message for all the parents, right? Uh, we shouldn't be asking our kids way too early, what do you want to become? What do you want to become? Because it's too early for them. Let them figure out with their own pace. And
right.
and, and that's important, because if you ask somebody what do you want to become, you are cornering them for an answer, and they'll give some answer, which is true, which is not true, they'll give an answer.
Yeah. So why is it necessary to follow your passion, sir?
Hmm. Why it is that? So I think multiple reasons. One, uh, when you're following your passion, Hruday, and this is for everybody, you really don't feel that you are working.
Right,
You're enjoying your work, right? That's one. Two, you feel happier. You feel
right.
happier. You feel aligned, right? You complain less. You crib less. You are more positive, right? Uh, four, I think you see yourself that I was always passionate about this, and I'm able to follow my passion and I'm able to move in that direction. So the satisfaction of following what you wanted to do, you can't place any value on it. So that's it's a beautiful feeling, right? However, however, I would also say that uh, sometimes your passion, if it can parallelly be managed with a profession and you're still able to follow your passion, that also works very well. I know of a few people who are passionate about playing guitar in a restaurant or in a lounge maybe, or in a club maybe. So they have a daytime job, and in the evening or probably over the weekends they do that, and so they're fulfilling their passion. So I asked them that, why are you not doing it full time? So they say that we it is a passion and we are happy earning certain amount of money from our passion, but the profession really takes care of us financially and we are happy with it. And it's a very conscious choice and it can be very different for different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one must have a passion.
Yes. So, according to you, sir, as your mindset coach, so
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you that what do you mean by mindset?
Okay. So your ability to look at something from a different perspective is what I really refer to as a mindset. Because what happens is usually our mindset is conditioned by what we have seen from childhood, right? We have thoughts, we have opinions, we have beliefs about people, we have perspectives that were not our own, but they were borrowed and we were conditioned into those perspectives. So, mindset, according to me, is your ability to look at things from your mind. That's what I refer to. And the role of a mindset coach is to help people see things from a new perspective, which they have not been able to see before.
Mindset.
May I come in, sir?
Yeah. So, what does this life coach do, sir, in this life?
So, as a coach, uh, one second, Uday, one
Yeah.
second.
No issues.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So, as a life coach, you would like to ask as to what do I do?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Got it. So, my main role as a coach is to move from where people are to where they want to be, A to B, right? So that's one. Second is to offer them a new perspective to look at things. Third, that having that perspective, they move from thinking to action. Four is to able to solve problems that probably were too big in their head and they thought that they couldn't do. So instilling a belief in a person that they can actually do it is also one of the responsibilities of a coaches that I also fulfill.
Great, sir. Amazing. Yeah. So,
And also to look at and also to help people look at the brighter side of the life. Some
that,
some people keep looking uh, at the darker side of it. So
yes.
as a coach, your ability, you should be able to help people to look at the brighter side of the things.
Yeah. Okay. So, in this life, why do we have to find a mentor, sir, for ourselves?
Right. So I'll give you an analogy here. Why should we have a mentor? I have a lot of mentors. In fact, I'm grateful. I'm deeply grateful to all the mentors that I have. Because of them, I could be on this journey which I wanted to be. Right. Now, having a mentor, it's pretty simple. It's as simple as that if you are going from point A to point B, and let's say you figure out, okay, that I want to go to a particular region in my city, but I don't know how to reach there. So you will keep asking, okay, is this the right way? Okay, no, somebody tells you that you have taken a wrong path. You now have to take a U-turn and then probably go back and then take a left, maybe. Then somebody tells you, okay, now
Yeah,
you have taken a wrong lane. You are to be in a parallel lane. So what a mentor does is a mentor basically operates like a GPS. It takes you from point A to point B in the fastest, in the quickest, in the shortest possible way without you having to really, bang your head around. So that's what a mentor does, because your mentor has been either through those situations or carries that much of experience that he or she can guide you and will save you time, money, and effort. Much like the GPS, no?
yeah,
Save this time, save this money, save this effort.
yeah. Great. So, as you're the author of 9 books, sir, so I think people want to know that how did you manage to write these 9 books, and what uh, are those 9 books about?
Sure. So these books are, so one is on parenting and child psychology. The rest of the books are for school children from classes 1 to class 8th, first to 8th, grade 1 to grade 8. And these books are on essential life skills that the kids should develop so that they are ready for life. I'm very passionate about the subject of life skills as well.
Yeah,
So that's what these books are about. And they talk about, how you can deal with bullies, how you can deal with pressure, peer pressure, how you can understand your own emotions, how can you present well, how can you deal with criticism. That's what these books are all about. And so that's that. And these books are titled as The Extraordinary Kids. The title is common for all the books. These are different volumes, and the name is The Extraordinary Kids because I believe that every child, every kid is extraordinary, provided that they put in that effort, uh, the extra effort.
yeah.
So that's what it is. And so how this writing started was, again, I would give credit to one of my mentors. I was stuck with a perfection trap, that the book has to be right, the title has to be nice, the cover design has to be nice, the content has to be nice. And when my coach asked me that, Kamalneet, when are you writing your book? And I told him that, I'm still trying to figure out that where do I start. And he said something which stayed with me. He said, Kamalneet, you will never ever have a perfect book. So he gave me an assignment. He said, I want you to write the worst book of your life. That's the assignment he gave it to me, that write the worst book, make the worst cover design, have the worst content, have the worst examples, have everything worst. There is nothing good you need to write in your book. You can write the worst book possible. And that opened a lock for me. And I realized that I don't have to have everything right. I have to start. So basically, my coach was guiding me that you start. That's what I was escaping. And that's when that's how it started. And then with the further books, I also had two of my team members who supported me with research and development. So credit goes to their support as well, and that's how we could do these books.
Awesome, sir. So
Thank you.
this is why we tell that mentor is very important for a person, so that mentor guides you, right?
Correct, correct, correct. Sometimes a mentor doesn't guide you. Sometimes a mentor bashes you, and sometimes you need the bashing. So
Yeah.
that's that.
So they don't tell to us like directly. They tell it in an indirect way, so that we
Yes,
feel it is a direct.
correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct.
So, sir, what do you think, sir, we should do in our lives?
What should we do in our lives?
Yeah.
I did not understand the
People
question.
struggle like to find out what actually life we have to face so many obstacles, and life is very boring. How can they make it more interesting?
Have a good hobby. Pretty simple.
Right.
After a working day, I get to play football for an hour, and I think that changes how I feel. You know, in between, if I have time, I get to listen to music. I get to read a book. You know, I get to speak to a friend, a dear friend. So making life, see, life automatically might not be interesting. The doctor never said, when we were born that, oh, congratulations, you're going to have an interesting life. He never said that.
Right.
Making our life interesting
Yeah.
and worthy is our responsibility.
Right.
Nobody else is going to come and dance in front of you to make it interesting, right? Maybe except the clubs. You know, Apart from that, you will have to take responsibility for making your life interesting. So I would call it a micro adventure, that have these little micro adventures that gives you happiness. For somebody it can be, PlayStation, maybe 15, 20 minutes, half an hour of a PlayStation. For somebody it can be chatting with friends. For somebody it can be writing. For somebody it can be creating something. For somebody it can be dancing. For somebody it can be as simple as putting on those big headphones and listening to music. So choose what makes you happy. Identify 5 to 10 things that makes you happy, and try and do at least one every day. I'll tell you something very personal. When I take bath, I put this big Bluetooth speaker. There's a big Bluetooth speaker in my washroom, and every time every day I take bath, my my Bluetooth, the music on my Bluetooth speaker is full on, and enjoy that process.
Right.
You
Great,
know?
sir. Yeah. So your last question is, how
Yeah.
can you manage your time, sir, in this busy life?
So you are down south, I'm in up north. We both have 24 hours
Yeah.
each. I think instead of managing time, I'll give you a contradictory, approach. Don't try and manage time. You start managing your priorities, right? If you know your priorities, see, a lot of times we don't know our priorities, so we end up wasting a lot of time. If you start managing your focus and you start managing your priorities, you should be able to take care of your time pretty well, right? That's what I would probably say. And probably a technique or two is to one, make a to-do list. A lot of people at the end of the day realize that they had to do this particular thing, but they did not do it. As I sit in front of you, let me show you. So I have a to-do list, and every day I write my to-do list, and then once it is done, so I'm not sure how clear it is. Once I'm done with my to-do list, I would tick it that my work is done. So having a to-do list is very important. That gives you direction. But in conclusion, I would say that start managing your priorities and your focus. You should be able to take care of your time very well.
Interesting, sir. So thank you so much for being here with us in this
Most
podcast
welcome.
and
I was
giving
really
us
glad.
so much of knowledge, abundance of knowledge. Right.
Thank you,
So
Hrudai,
what?
and hats off to you for driving this at a very young age.
Thank you
My
so
best
much.
wishes. Keep inspiring, keep rocking, keep making a difference, and be the light that everybody needs.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. Thank you,
Most welcome.
audience, for being here with us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.